Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Roger Mayling, your correspondent from The Sun. I want to follow on from yesterday. Yesterday, I was quite candid with you and told you that I was thinking of quitting what I was doing because I was finding it a bit hard. And I had to rationalize within my own head what it was that was making me feel that way. And a lot of it is because I was moving to a new location. And like all moving to new locations, although I thought I knew the place, I didn't. And I've had to learn really how to redevelop or redefine how I'm going to build my business in this new location. Now, I believe, and I always believe, that this is a business of people knowing you, liking you, and trusting you enough to want to join you on your journey. But I've also learned a very, very big lesson in the sense that our expectations are often far too great, far too soon. In other words, we want to be able to run a marathon when we can't even run to the bottom of our stairs. So what we do is we set ourselves unrealistic targets. Now, what I want to talk to you tonight is, look, I'm having to rebuild what I do, but I'm now doing it realistically and saying to myself that I'm going to have to do it in small stages. Now, I read a book recently, and it was called The Compound Effect by a guy called Darren Hardy, which was exactly about that, in that you've got to tailor your expectations to your abilities. Now, if I wanted to run a marathon, I first of all got to learn to be able to run 100 yards. And then when I mastered 100 yards, maybe 200, then 500, then 1,000, and then 10,000, then 20,000, and then maybe I'd get to be able to run a marathon at some point. So I've spent the day, I put in my text, giving back, because that's what I've been doing today, and it's been helping me achieve what I want to achieve in my new location, which is getting people to know me, like me, and trust me, so I can pass on my message that maybe I've got something they would be interested in looking at. Because one thing I found out about being here is it's totally different, although it's exactly the same as being back in the UK, in that it's also familiar. But the people here don't have the expectations that we have in the UK, because there's no welfare state underpinning to catch them if they fall. And the people on this island have fallen. So most of the people who live here have 3 jobs. They have a morning job, they have an afternoon job, and they have an evening job. Why? Because there are no actual full-time jobs. So they have to fill their day with part-time work. Now, they do that gratefully because they know the economic situation of where they live. And they're rebuilding this place, again, in small steps. Every day, every way, it gets better than it was yesterday. But I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the attitude of the people, in the sense that they're not waiting for somebody else to do it for them. They're getting on with life. They're getting on with building a future for themselves. And I've been working with a charity today. I'm proud of that. I'm their new white van man, going and delivering and collecting furniture to places all over my local area. Now, again, that's another thing that's helping with it. It's getting me to know the local geography, letting me get to know where people meet, letting me to know where I can go and talk to people on a daily basis. So what's happened in the last few days? Well, first of all, I've decided I love where I am. Second thing I've decided is I want to stay where I am. The third thing I've decided is I can do my business here. I've just got to do it in a different way. So the fourth thing I've decided is that I'm going to give it up. I'm going to carry on. And the fifth thing I've decided is that giving back to the local community is a great way for me to be able to achieve some of my goals, which is just to talk to people on a daily basis. So if you're sitting there and thinking, I really can't do what I'm doing, then bring it back to brass tacks. Bring it back to maybe the steps you're trying to take on your journey are too big. Maybe you're trying to run a marathon before you can run to the foot of your stairs. Maybe you've got to bring back to yourself smaller steps. Because no matter what you do, if you compound what you do, let's just put it this way. If you can improve yourself by 1/2% every day, in 200 days, you would be 100% different to where you are now. Now, I contend that anybody can change something about themselves by 0.5% every day. That's doable. But trying to make a new you in a week ain't going to happen. So this is Roger Mayling, your correspondent from The Sun. I'm signing off now before it gets too dark and you can't see me anymore. That might be an improvement, but it defeats the object slightly. And I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow when we'll find a new topic to be of interest to you. Sign off. Take care.